Who was Vilfredo Pareto, and what does he have to do with dentists generating an additional $110,000 every month in revenue? I'm going to give you both the answers in this video, so watch all the way until the end. Let's get into it. Let's jump into my computer. Vilfredo Pareto is an Italian engineer born in Paris who is also known as a philosopher. And he's most well known for his principle called Pareto Principle after his last name. Now, the Pareto Principle states that for many outcomes, roughly 80% of the consequences or the result come from 20% of the causes, called the vital few. Other names for this principle are the 80-20 rule or the law of the vital few. Now, if you go through bookstores or Audible, you're going to see many business books, psychology books, and philosophy books written about this exact principle, and it shows up in many different areas of life. I've made a list of a couple of funny examples. You can pause here and read through it, but 80% of crimes, for example, are committed by 20% of criminals. 80% of investment gains are produced by 20% of investments. That's how venture capital works. 20% of the population causes 80% of car crashes. I think we can all see some truth in that as well. Now, I know you guys didn't watch this video to get a philosophy lesson, so let's jump into how this applies to making dentists an additional $110,000 every month in revenue. So right here is a data set that I've compiled from several of our dental clients. And we work with dentists all over North America. We've invested millions of dollars in advertising spend for dental offices. It's our biggest niche at North Digital. So this is experienced back data that comes directly from the dental offices we work with. Now, what we see here in this table is a sample of 20 new patients. Now, the first column here is new patient 1 to 20. The second column is the service that new patient is coming into the dentist for. So we have general checkups, we have a couple of implants, and a few Invisalign. And then column C is the revenue arising from that new patient. Now, we've assumed that all of the general checkup patients are paying $280. This is a very typical amount of money someone would pay for a general checkup, cleaning, x-ray, etc. Some practices, this is a little bit higher. For other practices, this is a little bit lower, but this is a good average. Now let's jump into the dental implant. So this one we have here is a single implant and crown for $4,200. This is an all-on-4 dental implant. So this is more of a full mouth reconstruction for $40,000. $3,500 for a single implant and crown, and just over $15,000 for an implant retained denture. And then we have the Invisalign coming in at $4,500 for the one case here and $3,900 for the second case here. Now, when we look at this data set, and again, this data set is representative of hundreds and thousands of new clients that we've generated, new patients we've generated our clients, some really interesting patterns emerge. So I'm going to scroll down to this chart right here. So first of all, we have all the new patients broken down by type. So we have 14 general checkup new patients, 4 dental implant patients, and 2 Invisalign patients. Now things start to get interesting as we look at the total revenue generated from each patient type. So first of all, we have all the $280 added up here, which comes to $3,920. Then we have the 4 dental implant cases added up, which in total comes to $63,200. And finally, we have the Invisalign revenue at $8,400. Now, let's look at the percentages. So for the general checkup patients, these make up 70% of the new patients, and they only make up 5% of the total revenue. Now let's look at the implants, and this is where we see the Pareto distribution. 20% of the new patients in total were dental implant patients. However, those 20%, those vital few, generated 84% of the total revenue. So when we jump back to this principle, we see that 80% of the consequences or results in this case, the revenue, comes from 20% of the cause, the vital few. And we're seeing that right here. 84% of revenue is coming from 20% of the new patients. So really, when we saw this, what I did is I highlighted this data, and this has really informed our decisions going forward on how to best serve our dental clients. So again, what this means to really lay this out is that 84% of new patient revenue for our dental clients comes from only 20% of the new clients, which are the implant cases, aka the vital few. And what this allowed us to do is hone in and focus on building a program, the Dental Implant Accelerator, specifically designed to get dental offices more dental implant patients, because we know that those are the key patients that for many dental practices make up the lion's share of their new patient revenue. So with this in mind, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how this system works. So if you're a dentist watching this, you can implement some of these strategies at your dental practice. And this is also applicable for other businesses as well. So first of all, I have a slide here from our sales presentations. And this is our entire process in a very simplified version put on one slide. Now, first of all, we're going to be running ads across 6 different platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, Google Search, Google Map, Google Display, and retargeting ads. And all of these platforms and ads are targeting people who are missing teeth and need some level of dental implants. Step 2 is we're driving that traffic to landing pages that we build out. And on these landing pages, this is where we pre-vet the leads to ensure they're high quality leads that are responsive, answer their phone, show up, and accept treatment with the dental office. So we're going to be asking the basics, their name, their phone number, their email, and we also ask qualifying questions such as what type of insurance they have, how many teeth are missing, the urgency of solving their issue. We sometimes ask for their credit score because oftentimes with these dental implant procedures, the patient needs financing to be able to afford a $40,000 procedure. And these are what we build for our dental clients to capture all this information from the traffic we send to the page from the ads. Step 3 is going to be a phone call with the front desk staff. Now, we support this process in 2 ways. First of all of the phone calls are going to be recorded in real time, because what we've learned is that dental receptionists on average are not very good at sales. So we're going to be recording the phone calls so we all know what's going on. The dentist, the owner of the practice, is going to hear these calls if he or she wants. We're going to be listening to them, and the dental receptionist can listen back on them as well. And then we're going to be offering monthly phone sales coaching to actually try to get these dental receptionists to do a better job of turning dental leads into dental patients, because this is a huge place where so many dental offices lose a ton of money, is with poorly trained receptionists who don't have any sales skills. Step 4 is we're going to be tracking the results of all this in a automated lead spreadsheet. I'm going to open that up right now and show you how that works. So this is an example of a dashboard for our dental implant program for one of our clients. Some of the information has been blocked for confidentiality, but everything else is here. Now, the way this works is everything to the left of this black bar, so everything highlighted right here, is filled out by our software in real time as our marketing system generates the leads from the landing pages. So when someone fills out that survey, it's going to record the date and the time, the source, whether or not they came from Facebook, Instagram, Google, of course, their name, their phone number, their email. In this case, we were also asking for their insurance provider and asking them to describe the issue. So we have implants, how much for full teeth implants? Do you have sedation dentistry, etc. Everything to the right of this black bar, this is for the dental reception staff or dental management team to fill out. So first of all, they're going to be following up with these leads up to 3 times to attempt to book them in and successfully convert them to a new patient. And then this column L is really important because this is where they track which leads actually turn into new patients, because the goal of this is not to send our client dental patient leads. The goal is to actually generate new patients for them. So in this case, for example, we had, let's see here, 28 leads, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them turned into dental implant patients. Now, the second tab, very similar to the first, except this deals with the phone call leads that are generated. So again, we record all their information, including a live link to the recording of that phone call. And then we have the follow-ups, and then we have the ultimate result of did they become a new patient or not. So in this case, we had 10 phone calls, 3 of which turned into new patients. So we had 3 new patients from the phone call leads, 8 new patients from the survey leads, for a total of 11 new patients. Now let's dig into how the numbers look that result in these kind of leads and these kind of new patients. So right here, we have a breakdown of what the numbers typically look like. Now, what we're looking at here is the ad spend per day. So this is the amount of money that is sent to those 6 advertising platforms, which are under the umbrellas of Facebook and Google. This is not the money sent to us, the agency, but directly to those advertising platforms. Now, we recommend ad spend starts at an average of $80 a day, which is $2,400 per month. This is going to generate leads for between $60 to $90 cost per lead. Now, this will generate at this level of ad spend 27 to 40 leads per month. And we're going to assume that 40% of these leads actually turn into successful new patient bookings. So that leaves us with 11 to 16 successful new patient bookings. And then from this point, we're going to assume that 75% of those new patient bookings actually result with people showing up and accepting the service. So this is where we get an average of 8 to 12 new implant cases every month for our clients on this plan. And all of these numbers are based on years and millions of dollars of advertising spend in the dental industry. Now, how does the whole ROI come together? We know we're spending $2,400 in ad spend. We're getting 8 to 12 new implant cases for the clients. How does this all come together? So I'm going to jump into the ROI calculator right here. Let's zoom in a little bit and jump into this. So ad spend per month. We know that's $2,400 from the previous screen. Management fee per month. Now, this is the amount of money that's paid to us, North Digital, to manage this entire system. I'm going to put in $1,800. This is an average. Sometimes it's a little bit higher. Sometimes it's a little bit lower, depending on the promotions we're running. At this level, the total monthly investment for the dental office is $4,200 per month. Now let's get into calculating what the total return is going to be. So first of all, the average revenue value of a new dental implant patient. So let's start on the low end. On the very low end, it's going to be about $3,000 for a dental implant plus a crown. And this is a bare minimum. Most practices are going to be charging more than this, even for a single implant and crown. On the high end, for something like full mouth implants, it's not uncommon for this to be a $60,000 service. So we have $3,000 on the low end, $60K on the high end. Now, a conservative average I'm going to use for the ROI calculations here is going to be $10K. The reason for this is that there are going to be more lower end single implant cases in comparison to the high end full mouth implants. However, a couple of these high end cases are going to bring the average up. So I'm going to be conservative and assume that the average value of a new dental implant patient is $10,000. Now, new patients per month. We know this is 11 from the data that we just looked at prior. We're going to continue on with that example. So we look at revenue generated. It's going to be 11 new patients multiplied by $10,000 of value per new patient. That's where we get $110,000 of revenue generated. So now we can calculate the revenue ROI, which is going to be the revenue generated divided by the investment it took to generate that revenue. So it's going to be a 26x revenue ROI. But that's not the full picture. We have to consider the expenses that the dentist has to pay to fulfill those dental implant cases. And the way we do that is by factoring in the profit margin. So the profit margin is the amount of profit the dentist has left after paying for everything such as the staff salaries, the equipment, the lease, amortization, etc. Now, typically for a dental office, the margins are going to be anywhere from 30 to 45%. So I'm going to again be conservative and put 35% here as an estimate of the dentist's profit margins. So the profit ROI is going to be the revenue ROI multiplied by the profit margin, which brings us to a 9x profit ROI. Now, what does this all mean? So what this actually means is that for every $1 of marketing spend, this dentist gets back $26 of revenue and $9 of profit. And that is why the dental implant marketing system is so effective for our clients, because the math makes so much sense, because each new dental implant patient is worth significantly more than any other type of patient. So we're able to generate our clients this type of a return on investment because we've been doing this for 5 years, and we looked through the data and we could see a clear Pareto distribution here for dental implant patients, where we saw in the data 20% of the patients were bringing in 84% of the new revenue. So we asked ourselves, let's just focus on getting these highly valuable patients for our dental clients. And that's what we've been doing. So for you guys watching this video, if you're a dental office owner, let me know how this is going at your practice, if this is something you're planning to implement on your own and to start up at your practice. If you want us to help you with this system, if you want us to set this up for you, whether or not you're a dentist or you're another type of business, please reach out at the link below or somewhere near this video. You'll talk to myself personally, and we'll go through creating a strategy for you, and we're gonna help you get a return just like this. So until next time, guys, let me know what you think of the video. Like and subscribe to this if you're watching it on YouTube, and I'll see you guys later.